So you are now listening to the Shure MV7 podcast microphone. This microphone is comparable to the SM7B, kind of like the smaller brother of the SM7B, if you will, with some slight differences. So I'm going to talk to you about why I decided to keep this microphone and why I think this is a great microphone for someone who's just getting into online streaming or podcasting or just starting a YouTube channel and things like that. So the differences between this microphone and the SM7B, of course, would be the obvious, the bodies of the microphone. It has a slight smaller build, a slight smaller windscreen, and of course the different features such as the XLR and the USB capability. Now, this microphone does feature a software that you can download from the Shure website that will allow you to kind of adjust some things such as levels and the distance and things like that. And I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like a little later. Another thing this microphone is able to do is to give you a nice natural sound. If you're familiar or if you ever use the Shure SM7B, it does kind of tend to be kind of on the low end. So people who have lower tone voices pretty much, I believe, kind of stay away from that microphone because of that issue. Some people like that low, rich sound because of it's comparable to like the broadcast microphones. Well, it is a broadcast microphone, but they like that rich, low sound. But if you're like I said, if you're someone with a low voice, you may not want to go with the SM7B microphone. This microphone, on the other hand, kind of cuts those low ends and gives you a nice, natural, brighter sound without that low effect, if you will. Now, this microphone does have some neat little features on it. As you can see, there's some lights on the top of it, and those are touch dials, if you will, where you can adjust the sound levels. You have your mute switch on the side, and on the other side you have a switch that I'm assuming switches between microphone and the headphone jack. I did test this microphone via the XLR input and did find that it didn't really have the best sound right out the box in comparison to some other microphones. Also, another difference between this microphone and the SM7B was that it didn't need as much gain as the SM7B. If you know anything about the SM7B, you do have to use some type of a microphone activator such as a cloud lifter to boost those levels, because it is a gain heavy or gain hungry microphone. This microphone, on the other hand, did not need a cloud lifter to give it that levels that it needed. On the other hand, using this microphone via USB, I found that it sounded a lot better because I was able to tweak it how I wanted, utilizing the included software that you can download, like I said, via Shure's website. Now, why do I think this is a good microphone for a beginning shooter or a beginner who's getting into podcasts? One, because if you're gonna use the USB side, you don't really need to adjust any levels. You can pretty much set this microphone to the auto settings and just plug and go. There are some advanced features inside the software that you can use, if you so choose, to make some type of tweaks. But for the average person who's trying to maybe do a Zoom call, maybe get some better audio for their YouTube channel or their podcast, this is a great microphone because it doesn't need any advanced experience with audio in order to get good sounding audio. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Shure software for this microphone. Alright, so now we are looking at the Shure Motive software that's for the Shure MV7. Okay, so now if you take a look right now, I am using the manual side, and you can see right here there is also an auto level side. You are able to do a couple different things. One, you can mute your microphone directly from here during the mute switch. As you can see, my microphone was muted. You are able to adjust the mic gain, as you can see. levels are dropping, going back up, and you're able to bring that to 36 dB. Monitor mix, so if you had your headphones attached to this microphone, you're able to adjust how much of the computer sound that you're hearing inside of your microphone through this switch right here. So if you want to hear less of the computer sounds, then you'll bring that this way. If you want to hear more of it, you'll bring this here, but I want to leave it directly in the middle. You have some EQ settings, so you have your flat sounds, you have your high pass sounds, and then you have your performance boost, and you also have the high pass and performance boost sound, but I leave mine on the high pass sound. You do have a limiter here, and that's just to keep your microphone from peaking. I did hear that because this is a digital limiter that it did not work that well, but it is there if you want to try it out. You also have your compressor, which can give you a little bit more boost, and I have mine all the way up to heavy. So let's go back up and I'll show you what the auto level looks like. Alright, so now we have switched over to auto levels, and as you can see, you can also set your presets if you want to. You have your mute switch right here as well. You also have the monitor mix. And this is what I thought was neat, and this is one of the reasons why I said this is a great microphone for someone who may be just trying out, or just maybe starting off with the podcast or with the streaming channel, is you are able to set your positions of your microphone to either near or far. So right now I have my microphone near, so I have it set to near. I'm going to go ahead and move it back. And as you can see, I sound very distant. So if I was to set it to far, you can see that the software automatically adjusts the levels accordingly. So that's something neat that I thought was really cool for someone who wanted to just use the auto levels. You are also able to set the tone of your microphone sound. So right now I have it set to natural. But if you wanted to, you could change it to a dark tone. So if you can see, my voice did adjust and it sounds a little darker. You can set it to a little brighter sound if you have a lower voice and you want it to sound a little bit more brighter and natural. But for now, I'm just going to keep it at the natural sound. So those are some of the features that are with the software in the auto levels. That are really cool for someone who is not really familiar with audio and just needs something really quick, really simple that they can get started. But I'm going to go ahead and use the manual levels because I want to tweak my microphone exactly how I want it to be. Another reason why I like this microphone, with it being a dynamic microphone, it picks up my voice directly, and any ambient noise that such as sound bouncing off the walls, any noise in the distance, it doesn't really pick up, and I'm going to show you how it does that. So if I move it away from my microphone, if I move it away from my mouth, you can tell that it's not really picking up any sound for real. So I'll move it to the other side. You can also see that it's not really picking up anything. So microphone has to be directly at your mouth in order to pick up that sound. So I think that's really good, because if you're in a noisy environment or somewhere where you may be next to an air condition or lights that maybe buzz or something like that, it's going to be good at just picking up just your voice and disregarding anything that's outside of anything other than your voice. So I thought that was a really good feature. Alright, so let's talk about some things that I did not like about the microphone. One of the things that I did not like is that this touch down here, I feel like it was not really responsive to my fingers when trying to slide it all the way down to a lower setting. I did also find it awkward where the positioning of the mute switch is, and you kind of have to, if your microphone is close to your mouth, you kind of have to lean over it and kind of find it. Also, I noticed that if your microphone is set to the auto setting, you are not able to adjust this this slider here to adjust your volume manually. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just something that you should know, that you don't have the ability to make those adjustments on the microphone if you are set to the auto setting. Your microphone has to be set to the manual setting in the software in order to use this function here. Another thing that I would have liked to see on this microphone is USB-C on board. With everything moving into USB-C, I would have liked to seen that on this microphone, but you know, Shure microphones usually have micro USB, so I'm guessing they kind of wanted to stick with that option. I did find that the USB that was included with this microphone was a little thin, so I went ahead and upgraded it to a thicker cable so that I won't have any problems later with it bending or things like that. So those are some things to keep note of. Another thing to note is that if you are in close proximity to the microphone, you will get those pops if you use like P's and things like that. I have seen in another video with people upgrading the windscreen to the SM7B windscreen, and it's reducing those pops because it gives you a little bit more distance from the microphone itself. So that's one thing to consider if you are wanting to eliminate that issue. If you like to talk in close proximity with your mouth closer to the microphone. So that's all I got for today, guys, with this review. Like I said, it's a great microphone for someone just starting out, and I'm going to be testing it out a little bit more and see what capability I can get out of this microphone. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like. If you want to see more content, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, be sure to send me an email and I will get back to you. Thanks, guys. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Hey, if you want to know more about microphones, be sure to download my microphone guide. It will be down in the description below, and you can download that guide for free from my website. Make sure you download it now.